Principle is the know, like, and trust factor. Our American colleague Bob Berg says that all things being equal, people do business with and refer business to people they know, like, and trust. What happens if people don't know you?
They cannot like you, because you have to know someone before they can like you.
Exactly. And so what does that mean? If people don't know you, if people don't like you, what happens then?
They don't do business.
Not a lot. They don't do it. You need to build a relationship first. Now, if they don't know you, and what is inherently there, if they don't find you, there's no business then, right? So again, this is the importance about findability, about being found, being talked about, generating, let's say, a bit of a buzz about what's going on with your organization. And that's where you see that people need to know about your existence. And yes, there's room for improvement on the branding part, but there's also room of improvement for individually to be known by your target audiences. All right. The second part is that if people know you but don't like you, are they inclined to help you?
No.
If that doesn't relate to them, if they don't like your attitude, your approach, no, right? We're all human, and we're more inclined to help people that we like than people we don't like, right? So that's an important element there. And then the last part is probably the most important one, is the trust factor. If people don't trust you, then they're not going to give you 3 million or even €1, right? And that's where you see that these two, the know and the like, are prerequisites for a lot of people before they start using the trust. Okay? And it takes a while to build up the trust. So what can you do to accelerate that trust? Is by using the other principles, by giving and receiving, and by using the power of the second degree, being introduced more to the people you'll be looking for. Alright? With me on this? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Questions? No?
Yep.
Alright? All good? So let me share you the LinkedIn strategy matrix as the next part, right? As you can see, there are passive, active, and proactive strategies, and you do have the handouts if the slide's not visible enough for you. And we first talk about all co-workers, everyone within your organization. They should have at least a personal profile on LinkedIn, right? From branding perspective, if I look at your company page today, you have 2 people in your organization. It's Brioni and it's Olivier. No, it's Olivier. Or
Olivier.
I think it's Olivier.
Olivier and Gwen.
No, Gwen is not there.
No, she's not there.
Gwen is not in the company page. See? So if one of the founders is not there, what does that tell me as a first impression about
update?
Yeah, but we can joke about this, but if I have 3 million in my pocket and I want to give it to you, does that give me a good first impression?
No.
Not really, right? And again, remember what we said about social selling. People do their homework. They look you up. They scrutinize it, especially if you talk about 3 million. We're not talking about 300 euros, right? For 300 euros you might get away, but with 3 million, there's no way, right? You have to look good also online.
So we have work before we go to Dubai.
Ja.
Maar ik vind jullie niet LinkedIn. Nee, ik ook niet. Ik heb die pagina. Ik heb ze één keer gezien en daarna heb ik niet meer
I
search and I don't find it.
We'll come to that. See? Not being found, first thing, right? That's the first thing we're going to help you with. So,
But that's better than having than that they found a bad company page at this moment,
I don't necessarily agree with that, right?
No, that's the thing I was telling, like, some things are already online, which is not actually a good thing to do, because the first impression gives a lot, and people by coincidence can pump up your information. So
alright.
The website is not built yet completely, and the draft is on the line.
Yeah.
So
the question is, how important is a website? If you look at it 20 years ago, how important was the website?
A lot.
Not so, right?
So,
But at this moment, how important is the website? What happens if you don't have a website today? If you wouldn't have a website, what does that mean?
They can find you on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Alright, but if you are looking for investors and you don't even have a website, what does it tell them about your organization, Mark?
You don't have
You're
geoability.
old. You're
You
old.
don't exist, alright? Well, let's agree on that. If you don't have a website, you basically don't exist, right? So in my opinion, it's better to have an old version or a draft version or a bad version online than nothing at all, right? Because you can explain, yeah, we're in the process of, we're growing the team, we have now social media, personal, everything is, but if there's nothing, then you have no chance at all. If people don't have a LinkedIn profile, forget it.
So it's not that kind of trouble. We are not. We are.
Yes, it is bad, don't get me wrong here, but it's not as bad as having nothing, Gwen.
Yeah.
Alright? At least now when you Google Butterfly-wise or your project, you find something, alright? Not in the language that you would expect, not in the way you would expect it, not the way you would love to see it. I totally agree, right? But you do have at least something there. And it gives a first impression, better than no impression. Or let's say...
Yeah, but bad first impression is not so good.
I know. And you can't, Rome wasn't built in a day, alright? You're on the way, right? And don't beat yourself up for it. You already have the basics in place, alright? But what we're saying is that starting from a branding perspective, yes, you need to have a personal profile. Everyone at this point in time does by now, also including Kathy. But the big difference from just having a profile there and just sitting there as a passive strategy to make it really work for you is including rich media and a call to action to every piece of rich media that you put in there. What you see a lot is that people, they start using rich media, but they have no next step. Always foresee a next step for people to take. Even if it's coming to your website to download the brochure, even if it's to have an interview, a chat with someone, to talk about the potential sponsorships, about maybe the stuff they can have on your website. You have a link for people to donate materials and stuff, right?
Yeah, they have to put their email and then they can get a free brochure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
These kind of call to actions, put them in rich media as well. There's so many people who have stuff they want to give away. When my wife and I moved 4 years ago, we did a house leaving party with the stuff we weren't taking. We invited a lot of our friends, and our friends could pick them up, pick all the stuff to go with them, and they would donate money for a charity. We collected more than 5,000 euros that we gave away to a charity with stuff that we would otherwise throw away or bring to the recycle shops or whatever, right? That's a lot of money for some charities. See, so that's what I'm talking about. Make sure that you put a call to action to the stuff.
So if we put a lot of slides on the slideshow, and every time we say download now your brochure, free brochure at the website.
For example, but why would you ask people to download the brochure? Why not with some good contents about
Manual.
what you? Yeah, for example.
It's completely the project is explained completely.
Okay, I
And it's
understand
also
that.
with the content.
What I'm saying is, how does that add value? A brochure is just a brochure, it's just a communication tool. What I'm talking about is educate them about your philosophy.
Yeah, but that's the
educate them
funnel.
about the system.
So they get access to the funnel with all the explanation movies.
Bite-sized chunks, not all at once.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the funnel with
All right. If we're on the same wavelength here, fine.
The funnel is not ready yet. At this moment, we only have the brochure, the manual ready actually.
Yes.
So now we can give the manual.
All right. But there's more to come. We'll
Yeah,
come to
we
that.
have a song and they can get.
Yes, free song.
There's a little video.
We are. She had the song. She did the first public.
Yeah, I performed in London in the Kevin Green's event.
Yeah.
With the donation song.
Yeah.
And then we will spread everywhere to get people into our project.
Yeah. When we talk from passive moving to active, you'll see groups as an element there. Internal and external groups. You can start using internal groups just to communicate internally, but of course you also have other applications for them. People who graduate, alumni groups. Now I know that you're still, at different levels and ages and so on, but once you get to high school,